all on the line, because if they lose 2 straight series to Vitality, everybody knows that there's a new king in EU, and it's the old king at the same time. They're back at their best form that we've ever seen them.
Well, here we go. Series number 2 underway. Vitality. One major step towards the championship made. They just have to win 4 more games and they will secure it. And Alpha might be a major player to them, Turtle, in order to do so.
Yeah. And I love that interview with Extra. I mean, hearing him talk about, you know, where he came from, his expectations coming into the season, how he didn't even expect to, you know, win everything, let alone win anything. This man had 0 expectations, but then you come out and win nearly every single event, and then you come out into the grand finals, though, and you have swapped that mentality. You've got to have some level of expectations coming against Vitality, then you get swept so much to handle mentally for Team BDS. What have they changed within this break that we had between series? We're going to find out right now in this first game.
Well, they need Extra now more than ever. He's been the player to transform this team's run. They used to be just a middling team in Europe, and then he joined and they dominated the region. But I think they need him as just that solid third man right now, because Monkey Moon hasn't looked like his usual dominant self. Marked by 8 has to get forward. He has to play that role that we're used to seeing from him. He needs to get up in Vitality's faces and try and make their life more difficult.
Marked by 8 loves going for demos as well, getting physical on the pitch. We barely saw any of that from Team Vitality. I mean, you can obviously take a look at the boost factor and how they were getting starved out, but regardless, you've got to stay aggressive. If you fall under that pressure, it could be deadly, especially when everything is on the line.
BDS, we know that they can dominate series. Can they do something that we haven't had to see from them this season, and that is find the grit required to make this comeback and bounce back from being swept? Here is Monkey Moon up against Fairy Peak. Not usually a 1v1 that you tend to win. And again, you can say that about pretty much any 1v1 that you've got over against Vitality. Star-studded. As now over to Marked by 8. Not the best first touch from him. Extra backflip. He does have Monkey Moon up in support, but it's wasteful. They had options. Didn't take them. Oh! That was a wasteful first touch from him. And Marked by 8, much like he did in the first series, slaps it away from him for 1-0.
Yeah, just a missed touch there from Alpha. Wanted to catch a piece of that so that the ball stays with him. It bounced away from him. And it's Marked by 8 in his usual role, cutting off the play as early as he can.
That's what we were missing from Team BDS in the previous series. Marked by 8, getting a bit aggressive, predicting where Vitality are trying to move with the ball. He's accurate on the shot, everything working out. And Team BDS, while it's only 1 goal, it seems to show signs of life now coming into the second series.
Probably a bit of a weird position for a lot of the neutral fans out there today, rooting for Team BDS, trying to get ourselves through to that third series. Well, they've made a good start towards doing exactly that. Monkey Moon over to the wall. Wanted to get the back pass over the Fairy Peak. Doesn't happen. Marked by 8 will offer a much more difficult back pass to Fairy Peak. Monkey Moon to try and make it 2. What a save! Well, Vitality have not lost that part of the game. And here's the transition side of it as well. Vitality always so dangerous in these spots. K-Dub off the demo. What a save from Monkey Moon. 1v2. He did not care.
That is huge for BDS. Monkey Moon dominating in a defensive position, looking completely unfazed, while 2 players come at him. And now Marked by 8 has put in a very effective touch to corner the ball, and it bounces clear of Vitality's man waiting in the middle. Alpha not able to get a shot off that time. All signs pointing at an improved BDS coming into the second series.
Off the wall, Alpha looks to get there first. Monkey Moon looking very sharp in this second series. Marked by 8, taps over the top. Another great save. So far, BDS have been the stronger of the 2 teams out here in game number 1 and could very well have found themselves 2 goals to nothing up. Monkey Moon just lost the ball. Who's going to go for it? Nobody, everybody backing down.
I've been trying to pay attention a little bit to the Alpha boost now. You know, I've been watching his meter, trying to see where he's moving down the field, if he's able to grab those midfield boosts. And right here, you even see Monkey Moon stole the midfield boost from Alpha, which did not happen at all in the first series. It was Alpha being dominant, but now BDS, this is what they do when they have boost. They're winning challenges, but there's no follow-up. Finally, from Extra, a shot put on net, but Vitality, they keep it still within 1.
Monkey Moon goes it through. Oh my goodness. Vitality just keep deflecting the ball to safety. I don't know how they're doing it, because all three players look to be committed every play, but the recoveries are holding up, the boost is holding up, and they're keeping this within what?
BDS don't have to worry about conceding a goal if they keep the ball over air. Monkey Moon taps it back down, extra over to Mark by all three players involved. So much time wasted off the clock. Fairy Peak, taps with beating two players. He's
no way!
Extra recovered in time, and that will give BDS their first game of the set. But they came so close to throwing it away, Johnny.
Oh my goodness, that was terrifying. BDS easily played the best game yet right there, but it's still not easy. Vitality are so difficult to get past today. I mean, so many of the... I mean, Queso apparently were knocked out of the tournament, but I'm still seeing shades of them here with the triple commits in defense, followed up by quick recoveries. Everybody just seems to land in the right position, and the ball's in a perfectly safe place. So Vitality really bringing Queso's playbook to the grand final here. BDS did get that one key goal, and it was marked by 8. Getting forward, that's where we want to see it.
Well, and you're thinking back now to that final moment with Extra landing. If he, positions his car any other spot on the field, that could be the end for Team BDS and their lead. It could have been tied up, but they do recover, managed to get Extra to get back in the position he needed to be last second, and it worked out, but it was still close, just like you said, Johnny.
So BDS finally on the correct side of a one-goal game. We've only had one of the 5 that we've seen so far not be within that. That was the blowout that Vitality finished our last series off with. Outside of that, every single game, razor thin. K-Dop goes straight for net. Oh, it's just off the post. Well, offering a little bit of a threat there, and for Vitality, it's not often they've gone for the first-time shot. You might as well go for it. This is what they've done more often. The infield pass. BDS much more prepared for it this time around.
Yeah, that's a great interception. Look at BDS, they're stacking players there. I think it was Monkey Moon at the 4th game who managed to pull that one off. Now they were all on the same page here, so great adaptation by BDS. They've realized that that's what Vitality are going for, and they're still going for it, that infield pass off of fake shots. And the BDS look like they're reading it a lot more.
I've started to notice here for Team Vitality, they're moving to the sidewalls much more frequently. Instead of taking it to the corners of BDS or throwing it off the backboard, they want to keep possession, hit it to the far side. There's a shot, though, from BDS off the crossbar. Saved now from K-Dop as he looks to transition it out. But we've seen Team BDS moving up in the midfield. They're winning challenges. But now here's Alpha 54 with a pinch across. It's back and forth, Shogun.
That first goal has proven crucial so far this series and throughout this entire set. Monkey Moon. Not anymore. K-Dop already takes it over. As goes to the far corner of Team BDS. Extra takes his time, realizes that pressure is well and truly on. This is good from BDS. They're not trying to speed out too quickly, although we don't quite know where the other 2 players went for the team.
Oh, what a touch.
That does put the team under a little bit of pressure. Marked by 8, back into the corner. 0 boost for Extra. He's going to happily pick that up. Now be the target man. They look to chase down to the other side of the field. That ball is hardly ever touching the floor right now. We're playing at that sort of pace, but a miss. Oh! Marked by 8 will clean up.
Once again, it's Mark who's in the right place at the right time, and I think the key touch for me is the one that happened before it. Mark, not too far forward, intercepts the clear, and he really put K-Dop in an awkward position there. K-Dop tried to catch the ball, but it proved to be too difficult.
Yeah, and that's so tough for K-Dop, especially whenever you have ball cam on. You see that ball float all the way to the top. You can't determine where it's going to bounce as easily. You just have to pre-jump and hope you can find some type of misdirection off the post. It's saved, the double commit. But Vitality, keep it within 1. This is a defensive stance from them, but they're still trailing.
It's been a defensive masterclass. If you want to give it anything, at least the goal line saves. It is taking quite something to try and beat the goal so far this set. K-Dop back to the midfield. Extra blocking it immediately. Fairy Peak realizing that half the game is gone. They've got to start creating something over on the Vitality side. Good pop over, marked by 8. Can't afford to misread that one. But Extra cuts the rotation, and Alpha will be beat to it. Who's going to be first on the follow-up? Monkey Moon looks to try and drop down onto the shot. Not for the first time. We would have seen him go for a ceiling recovery into a goal. We'll go to the other side of the field. Monkey Moon powers it. He's got marked by 8. Sets up off the backboard. Monkey Moon beat cleanly by Fairy Peak.
BDS have got to be careful here. They're having the run of play at the moment, but Vitality are pulling out clutch saves. I don't know how they keep doing it, but their goal line defense has been unreal in this set. and BDS can't triple commit on any of these plays. They can't go completely all in. They need someone constantly recovering to cover those counterattacks. Here come Vitality, it's off the post. That was, I think, the best chance Vitality have had this game. They're really looking threatening at the moment. BDS have to be so careful. That's brilliant positioning by Monkey Moon. Just dodges the demo expertly. Here's Alpha 54, though. Shoots low, and it is deflected up high.
Well, somehow, it's still 1-0. Vitality coming so very close, and they might come closer. Yeah, off the backboard. Fairy Peak chooses not to go for it. Realize he would have left Kale up in a 2v1. Not forced to do that just yet, but we are starting to hit all the panic stage of this game. Yeah. That 1-goal lead becoming much more effective, and it's almost a 2.
And we were talking about the Vitality defense and how we're all so confused as to how they keep getting these pre-jump saves and then they can recover after a double commit. But how do they transition out now? In the first series, they were able to find the save even after a double commit and instantly burst into the other side. It's not the case here. They go to the BDS half. It's a little bit shaky. We don't have somebody following it up as the third man every single time. And there's a couple of opportunities missed. And BDS, they are loving it because the midfield is all theirs.
Yeah, they've got to think of something different. The cheeky infield passes are not working. That's another good save, but it's in off of Fairy Peak's car. Extra puts it past them, and BDS are on a roll.
The recovery from BDS, you've got to mention it. You've got to take note of it. They have been able to bounce back from a sweep that's never happened in a best-of-7 against them this season, and then come out, make a recovery, little bit of a break, mentally reset, and then fight off against Team Vitality.
Gibbs put it best. I remember this quote from a couple of years ago where he said that the last thing you want to be recognized for as a team is your ability to get saves. Because that probably means that you're in the wrong position on the field, and that's kind of where Vitality have found themselves throughout this game. 10 seconds left. BDS look to have secured it, and they've got themselves a 2-game lead. Well, we want to know how they could do under adversity. The answer is as well as they've done throughout the entire season.
Huge response. A champion's response from BDS there, because they looked completely lost. It wasn't entirely up to Vitality, although they had much of a say in it. I think Vitality have totally stunned BDS in that first series. They came out with a level BDS weren't ready for, and BDS crumbled under the immense pressure that they're in right now. But that little break between the two series, they've clearly got their heads in the game, and they've gone for a completely hard reset. They've switched themselves off and on again, and now they're here to play 2-0 BDS.
We do find ourselves in another timeout here, but this one on the side of Vitality. And the question is, what are they trying to implement here in their strategy? It's a bit panicky, a couple of double commits. They're relying on that defensive save frequently. Somebody finding a pre-jump, somebody then getting back in rotation, but they can't get the transitions that were working earlier. Something has got to change for them. And to me personally, it doesn't even feel like Monkey Moon has hit his peak performance yet. There was a couple of chances off the backboard. He could have gone for a double tap, didn't get the best first touch, but if he warms up any bit more, it could be the end now for Series 2 for Team Vitality.
Yeah, they've got levels they can go to. They've definitely been better than this even this season, Shogun. I think BDS have shown us time and time again that they can and they will show up when the pressure climaxes.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't feel like Vitality are playing any worse here. I think that they've came in with the exact same play style, committing to it pretty much the exact same way. It's just that BDS, as you mentioned, switched off, switched back on again, come back in with a brand new mindset, and they are executing better than we saw earlier on. This is becoming a little bit of a coach battle now as the strategies end up changing as we go through this. I wonder what Malt's got up his sleeve, or if his entire strategy is just, yeah, get me on, lads. I'll end up winning us this championship. But from Vitality, a different use as well of the timeout. They've come into this and they've done it after 2 losses, unlike BDS, who did it after 3, Johnny. I do feel like this is better use of it. If you go 3 games down, the series is already pretty much done for you. You've got to try and use it after 2.
Well, let's find out. It's game 3. Vitality coming off the timeout. They've got the whole organization behind them. They've got a strategist and who knows what else going on back there, but that's got to be slightly worrying for BDS as a pinch almost rolls into Vitality's net already here. Now, the faster pace has favored BDS. I think really Vitality have got to try and slow this one down again, because in those awkward moments, in those slow play moments, I think they've been the better team.
Well, BDS love to play this battle of clears where it's just corner to corner and you're waiting for somebody to make an unreal redirect or maybe a flip reset. Vitality, they don't have the edge in that aspect. They are much better with the short little touches between each other in the midfield, but BDS are forcing them out of it, and you can see how it affects them. Vitality forced on defense even more. Monkey Moon going in for the corner bounce out to Extra.
My.
It's a clean play, but fortunately Alpha got bumped into the save.
Yeah, probably the happiest Alpha has ever been to be bumped in his entire career. Didn't really have to do too much work. He's had to do a little bit more to put that one on target. Vitality, no, taking this one keeps them well within this series. There's Alpha yet again. That's an awkward bounce. He can't take the shot. Well played from K-Dop. Didn't allow Extra to instantly get the stop. But Mark Baye really has been the difference maker so far this series. His positioning has been brilliant. And as always, he has been the general, the commander of the midfield across both teams.
He's the king disruptor. He has to keep doing that because he's the one who's dictating the pace at the moment. He's keeping this moving quickly, and Vitality are having to make some pretty good reads to keep up with BDS. Here's Mark again, just breaking up that rotation, getting those little touches on the ball to surprise Vitality. And Vitality have managed to pretty much even this one out. Monkey Moon double into the middle, but no one's there. He was, I think, looking for the shot there, but the angle was incredibly difficult even for the great Monkey Moon.
Couple of uncharacteristic whiffs too as well, and as I say it, this is Team Vitality not making reads off the backboard, and even on a couple of small touches from Team BDS, the follow-up, too much for Vitality.
And Alpha just couldn't quite get the read, a little bit too far away, and it's 1-0 already to BDS. Imagine this, lads. Sweep followed up with a sweep.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Come on.
It would be, yeah, quite the statement made. Very much. BDS's legacy of the season, Johnny, very much on the line here. Can win everything leading up to the championships, but you got to win the championships. And it won't stay out for too much longer. Very Peak, able to finish off the job.
Extra got bumped into the net here, recovers, throws himself at the ball, and to be honest, he's unfortunate that didn't bounce into a safe location. He did everything he could to deny the initial goal, but Vitality are back in this one. And another quick response, not for the first time this set.
That one hurts for Extra because he got the recovery, but the timing of his flip was just a little bit off. He hit the ball with a bit of an awkward spot on his car. It didn't directly go out, but instead to the left, and because of that, somebody else had to get another save on the goal line, and nobody was rotating in time. Extra forced to get a save, but it's off the crossbar again the second time, and BDS escaped.
Well, you don't get any extra points for hitting the crossbar that many times. There's Extra now to the other side of the field. Looks to try and set up. He's got marked by 8 right in the middle of the field. Not going to go for him. Instead, Mark Tassel trying to keep the pressure going, and it doesn't end up doing so. K-Dop breaks away. One-on-one against Monkey Moon. Not the best flick, but it's goal!
Monkey Moon might be the guy everybody's talking about right now, but K-Dop has always been the guy. 1v1 on Monkey Moon. And that's a play Monkey Moon's been the favorite in all season long. Not this time. K-Dop's a shooter.
The ground game from Vitality. That's what they need to rely on. Give them some dribbles, slow the pace down. Fairy Peak's trying to do it again, force a better 50-50. This is where Vitality can thrive here, Shogun.
The crossbar, but yes, you're absolutely right. And you know, it's not the first time that we've seen Vitality on the breakaway. They just haven't scored from it all that often. That's the first one that they've really converted. Look back to Alpha's kind of scuffed shot in the last series. Didn't end up requiring it. They definitely required that though from K-Dop as Monkey Moon. Back to the corner, minute and 30 left. K-Dop and Fairy Peak both go up for it. Alpha, you've got a little bit of time to try and cover for your team here, dude, and he does it very well.
Yeah, it's a clear for Monkey Moon, but hasn't gone over the whole team. It's right back into the blue end. Vitality calmly letting the clock do the work for them here. Just keeping the ball in positions that BDS can't utilize. They're making sure not to hit the back wall in a bad place. That's the bar, though. Fairy Peak denied by the woodwork, and that could have easily been 3-1.
Vitality will be petitioning later to get that crossbar about half a meter upwards. They've scored 3 or 4 times. That's a little bit too wide. But there's the threat from Vitality. They can get you on the break every single time. K-Dop looks for the block. He's done exactly that. I expect Vitality to just trade one player after another here. They don't need to overcommit. This is exactly why. Marked by 8. Looks to try and break away. K-Dot already up. Doesn't beat Monkey Moon, but it's not the best hit there from Monkey Moon. It's no hit at all from Alpha. A little bit of jitters as we head into the final 30 seconds. With the shot saved, all 3 required. Up goes Monkey Moon, sets up for nobody around. And is back over to the blue side of the field.
That had to be off the backboard there. Vitality had the goal area completely covered. And now time is completely getting away for BDS.
Monkey Moon. Task keeping the pressure up, but look at Vitality's
Final
positioning.
seconds.
They've got everybody around. One more to seal it. Oh! Almost added one for the highlight reel.
Oh,
He's still alive. K-Dot picks it out, realizes he doesn't need any contact, and Vitality answer back.
That was an unbelievable game. We saw creativity from both sides. The follow-up touch from Mark by 8 to get the first goal for BDS, but then you even saw a couple of midfield pinch attempts. I think it was Fairy Puke who got that under hit in the midfield. K-Dot with the dribble. The last few attempts, BDS getting goal line saves. This was action-packed and everything you could expect and want.